All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Max Maher, and I am not one of the under 18 phenoms, as evidenced by my wristband. So I am a recent graduate of Prime Digital Academy's full stack software engineering program and a front-end developer here in the downtown Minneapolis. And every year, I participate in the world's hardest trivia contest with a group of about 20 other people. The contest runs for 50 hours nonstop. 9 questions are asked every hour, and it's so difficult that the contest organizers let you use whatever resources you want to find the answers, and that includes Google. Now, the way this works is that teams usually work out of a team captain's house, and a radio station broadcasts the questions live over the air. Teams have anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes to actually answer the questions by calling them into a volunteer-run phone bank, and if they're correct, they get points for those questions, and they compete against about 50 other teams as a part of this contest. And one of the challenges that comes up every year is communication, because it's 50 hours. You've got sleep-deprived participants, you've got multiple questions open at once, no one knows exactly what they should be working on, what's been answered already, and so I've created an app called Trivia Weekend to try to address that problem. So today, I'm going to log in as a team captain and show you what I've got. Now, right away, teams can go ahead and put in their team logo, change their team name if they'd like, but today I'd really like to show you the beating heart of the trivia contest, which is the live screen. So when folks go here, they're going to see what we call the trivia timeline. So they'll have pre-configured the contest saying when it begins and how long it runs for. So this is an example of a 24-hour contest, and we're halfway through it. We're at hour 12 right now. This is a Material UI slider bar that teams can use to actually go back and see what questions they got correct in previous hours. So if they see green, they got it correct. If they see red, they got it wrong. When they're in a current hour, they can actually go ahead and just click on one of these questions if they need to change the status of it in any way. So question 2, if it turns out that my team got this correct, we can click on edit and flip the status to correct. And you'll notice in the upper right, the score is going to update from 410 to 430 because that is now a correct answer. It's logging the points for that team. If teams see a yellow icon here, this is letting them know that this is a question that's in progress. So this is what teams should be working on right now. So what playing card is referenced in a lyric of the song featured on the B-side of the 1968 single Born to Be Wild by Steppenwolf? We all know this, obviously, so I'll just go ahead and answer it for everyone. It's the Queen of Hearts. So my team would get this question, they'd search Google for it, they'd find the answer, they'd find the right vinyl, and look at the B-side, we'd call it in, they'd tell us it's correct, we'd plug in the answer, and log ourselves some points for that. Now, this app has been designed in a way that all these questions update in real time for the users, so there is an interval kind of refreshing any data that needs to be reset every 3 seconds. So if we go ahead and take a look here, and these 2 trivia players that are playing live, we've got a user named Patty and a user named John. Patty's the team captain here, so she's going to go to question number 9, which is just read over the air. She can click edit and input that question. What was the name of Elvis Presley's pet turkey? Save that, and that's going to flip over to yellow here, and it's going to flip over to John's almost instantaneously. And again, when they get the answer, whether it's right or wrong, she can go ahead and enter that and log points if it's correct, and that'll flip as correct to both. So this is really helpful for those teams that have a lot of players that have to play remotely, that really want to participate but can't actually do it in the same house. So that's a quick look at the live page. One more thing is that some of these contests like to be evil and do something called speed rounds where they ask double the questions that hour, so that functionality has been built in to support that. If teams are editing any of these white fab icons that's doing a post request to actually create the question, anything that would be yellow would just be treating it as a put request to get that updated. Finally, I just want to show you the settings page, just to show you the flexibility of this application. This contest I participate in is not the only trivia marathon that's out there. There's also a 54-hour contest in Wisconsin. There are others popping up throughout the world. So teams can always go here to create a new contest. This opens up a Material UI modal, and they can go ahead and click this to fill in information about the upcoming contest. So this will be for next year, a 50-hour contest with 9 questions every hour. They can go here to change what contest they're looking at, so they're always looking at just one contest at a time. So if I flip this to that new contest that I just created and click Save, when I go back to the live screen, I'm going to see a different timeline that's all ready for me to actually fill in the questions for this new contest. When I go back to settings, the way that team members join your team, obviously you don't want people infiltrating this to see your answers if they're not allowed to. So teams have the concept of a team access code. When users register, they will plug in that unique code that the team captains communicate to them to automatically join the team. If you ever need to kick someone off the team, they can go ahead and click the delete option to go ahead and confirm that they're going to be kicked out. It will let them know that they can always re-register with that same access code. So we give them the option to say reset the code, and it lets them to keep that private so they can't join the team again. And then finally, all users can actually go in here and actually change the color scheme if they want a different look. We actually played this last week, and so pink was great for Valentine's Day. I highly recommend it. This is made using React, Redux Sagas, and Material UI on the front end, and Node, Express, and PostgreSQL on the back end. This is available now if you're familiar with this contest. If you're not familiar and you're interested, St. Cloud State University and KVSC is the radio station that puts this on every year. And you can use it yourself at triviaweekend.com if you have a team that you'd like to register and play with. So thank you very much for your time today. Appreciate it.